wrestling tournaments take place on a special arm wrestling tables with two pads where the athletes place their elbows, the so-called elbow pads, two side pin pads which the opponent's hand is being pinned to and which determines the win, and two side pegs on the edges of the table which pullers grabs with their free hand. On the arm wrestling table we can distinguish specific zones and areas. The center line between side handles divides the table into two halves, the side of each competitor where the competitor competes on. During the match, an athlete may not cross the center line with his shoulder to his opponent's side, and he may place his foot on the opposite table leg only if his opponent doesn't object. By dividing the table into halves perpendicular to the previous line, we distinguish the winning and the losing side of the table, starting from the center of the table to the pin pad. The winning side is the area between the center of the table and the pin pad, where the match tilts in our favor. For the right-hand matches it will be left side of the table, or in favor of our opponent, the losing side. Of course, the winning side for one puller is also the losing side for the opponent. In the center of the table, we additionally defined a neutral zone. This is the area between the outer corners of the elbow pads, but only defined below the level of the pin pads. A competitor cannot win or lose in this zone. If the match takes place in this zone, the referee can only observe the situation and wait for the competitor's hands move to the winning side of one of them, which means crossing the edges of the elbow pads. And finally, a losing position. That is the space starting from the pin pad level to the height of 5 cm above the pin pad on the losing side of the table. This is equal to the height of the side handles. We should also remember that a competitor's hands in a losing position is defined by any part of it from the wrist to the fingertips. Arm wrestling matches are refereed by two referees positioned at the short edge of the table, the head referee and the downside referee or the technical referee at the monitor. The head referee is responsible for setup of competitors' hands before the start and for starting the match. The downside referee assists the setup with appropriate gestures and focuses on any elbow falls just after the start. During the match, both referees are equal, observing each side of the table for falls or pin. The downside referee cannot stay in front of the table unless setting up the straps or the referee's grip. He may stand aside in the table corner, showing the gesture below the pin pad level to not obstruct the view to the audience. The position in the corners allows the referee to see both elbow pads in full. This is not possible if the referee stands too central to the table and the elbow pads are partially or completely hidden behind the pin pad. The referee's eyesight should be on the elbow pad level to allow him to assess properly any elbow fall. The same situation filmed from different angles shows how the wrong referee's position may affect the call. The head referee after starting the match also takes a corner position. The end of the match or a fall may be called by any referee who noticed the situation.